I was going to go to class, but then I got high. You've heard the words. You know the words of that song. You've seen the movies, and you've laughed at the TV shows. But I'll tell you something, friend. Marijuana is no laughing matter. Trust me, I've had three family members that started out with great lives and everything, and they're now dependent on drugs such as meth and cocaine. You want to know what they started with? Marijuana. I believe that marijuana should only be used for medicinal purposes under the direction of a doctor. I I believe it should never, ever be used recreationally. There are a lot of proponents for the recreational use of marijuana. One of those is NORML, or the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws. They have a few theories. Two of those theories are the most popular theories that are theories as to why marijuana is not bad for you. The first one is the fact that, it does less harm than a cigarette. That's a popular tagline that you see in a lot of pro-marijuana campaigns. Well, let me show you an example. While I'll concede to you that it does less harm than a cigarette because it doesn't possess the tar or anything that a cigarette possesses, let me just give you a little example here. Let's just say this is a normal piece of paper that I put some grass in, and I light it on fire. And I inhale the smoke. Think about it. I inhale smoke. Whenever you inhaled smoke in your life and it's been remotely good for you, okay? You cough for a reason. You cough because your body is rejecting it. Have you ever stuck your head over a campfire and inhaled the smoke and not cough and your eyes not water? It just doesn't make sense. The second of the big two would be the fact that it's not habit forming. Come on, people. We live in today where we have TV shows like Intervention for addictions such as food, sex, alcohol, video games, pornography, anything like that. And it breaks down to this. When something causes a chemical change in your brain, like sex does, like eating food does, like drinking alcohol does, and other drugs and narcotics that we already know that do that. When it makes you happy or sad or elevates or downs your mood, uppers and downers, all of those things, when they change in your brain, you can become addicted to that. It feels pleasant to you, so you can become addicted to it. So the non-habit forming part of drugs, of marijuana, is irrelevant because if you can become addicted to a cheeseburger, you can become addicted to marijuana. Now, on to my next point. Let's run down the list of reasons why you shouldn't do marijuana. As I mentioned before, and I'll say it again, you've probably heard it a lot of times, that gateway drugs. Marijuana is a popular gateway drug. The definition of gateway drug is a low-class drug being used as a precursor to hard drugs. And that comes from the Encyclopedia of Social Problems. People in our society are always looking for that next big thing. You always see it in everything. Entertainment, you always got to make something bigger and better. Well, why shouldn't they do that with their high? That's the logic behind it. The next little study is that Sarah E. Boslaw, who wrote an article for the Global Health Encyclopedia, showed that in 2003, 25 million people in America claimed to do weed, most of those being males, and the majority of those males had been recently unemployed and had been unemployed for a long time. Which goes on to this next point, that marijuana causes a decreased ability to learn and recall things you just recently learned. Those are the symptoms of an illness known as amotivational syndrome. In the 1960s, David Smith diagnosed amotivational syndrome as a series of symptoms of chronic pot smokers. They're tired, they're always in a daze, they can't remember things, like I said just recently in the other article. They can't hold on to stuff they've recently learned. And overall, they're just in a down state. You always hear marijuana, another term for it is the lazy drug. Well, that's it. Look at how characters on TV who smoke pot are portrayed. They're always laid up in their house, smoking pot, and eating a lot, and not really doing anything. It decreases work productivity. Students in school are known to drop out when they start smoking pot, and it's all around just leads to a sedentary lifestyle. In other words, they call it dope for a reason. Now, I don't want to sound like I'm going on a personal attack because of my family members, but I felt that this gave me some expertise as to the mindset, as they have personally tested to me that had they not got started on marijuana, they would not be in the shape they're in right now with meth, with pills, and all of the other narcotics. Okay? Just let me put it to you this way. You don't hand out Xanax to people on the road, even though it's healthy and can help you with your brain and with depression. Xanax can help you, but you don't just hand it out to people regularly because it can be abused so easily. So thank you for your time, and remember, they call it dope for a reason.